Hi, this is your girl C. Clements, and this is not one of my vlog episodes. This is actually a video that's been in the making for quite some time. As I've stated in my previous videos, that I have been thinking about writing an original English light novel. And I realized that when I said that statement, a lot of people may not know what I mean by an original English light novel. And how should I put this? To condense that particular thing, I would have to kind of start with, well, one, it's sort of like the novels you see on Wattpad, except I'm actually going to take the time, and yes, I'm taking pot shots. I'm actually going to take the time to edit and rewrite it and go through the normal writing process. But that's not the full definition of what an original English light novel is. That is on one end of the spectrum. Actually, an original English light novel is a form of Japanese writing called light novel. And I got a website up just to explain it a little further, because I didn't fully understand until I put in the research necessary to figure out what a light novel is. And it's a style of Japanese young adult novel primarily targeting high school, middle school students. And the title is called Wasai, I believe it's pronounced Wasai Eigo, which is a term in Japan, a Japanese term formed words in the English language. And light novels are about 50,000 words long, which is close to a minimum expected requirement for a Western novel. Now, it's almost like, it's like a quick read almost. Difference between a light novel and a web novel, and you might see my eyes darting back and forth. That's because I'm using the notes I have on here. Light novels, for the most part, they're quick reads. They have short paragraphs, but the primary thing is usually geared towards teenagers and adults. Not like, just like in Wattpad series, like one of the most popular ones that got a movie. After is technically a light novel, but they contain like here's the thing about a light novel. They have illustrations. They make it a little easier. You know, it's a little less heavy than a normal westernized novel is. Now, this has actually changed over time because we have introductions of different genres of light novels. Actually, one I didn't know was a light novel was what was it? It wasn't No Game, No Life. I'm pulling it up right now. I pressed the wrong. Give me just a second. Let me just go back one. There we go. One of the heavier light novels that I didn't know was a light novel was Bakano, which is basically, it's a story that takes place in Western history during the Prohibition era. It has mafia. It has people, like basically people who are involved in mafia. A lot of people get killed. One guy who's a sociopath has a wife, and he resists killing her by killing other people. It's been a while since I read that one, but that was a deep one. But most people, when they see light novels, which, to be fair, when people think of that, they think isekai, which is basically you transfer into a video game world or video game like genre. My favorite is actually Rise of the Shield Hero. It's very popular now. And isekai, like I said, it's just somebody who is in a normal life, jumps into a gaming world. But what I like more about Rise of the Shield Hero compared to a lot of English level light novels, and okay, I don't care. Yeah, my watch decided it's gonna give me an update. I don't care. One of the what I like about Rise of the Shield Hero is the fact that most of the time in the isekai genre, the main character has a tendency in the genre isekai, I should say, the isekai genre of of light novels are the main character is pretty bland. Like, he has really no personality. He has a gaggle of chicks that follow him. He goes through some adventures, and either they marry the person at the end, or the world gets melded together, or something like that. Rise of the Shield Hero is a little more complicated. I won't get into the full description category of it, because there's stuff that I can say, and Madam YouTube will take this video down. But the best way to actually, Anime America actually does a really good description of what Rise of the Shield Hero is and the genre. It is an isekai. You start off with this bland dude. He's kind of dense. He's kind of trustworthy. And if you read the original light novel, which I am currently reading, it's a very long series. It's one of the longest I've ever read. It's past One Piece level of reading. Anyway, Rise of the Shield Hero starts off with this bland, boring character, and then he goes through an arc because someone betrays him, and it's betrayed in a way that triggers a lot of people, which is why I said I will not, for the sake of Madam YouTube's guidelines, I won't bring up how this person, I gotta switch over because my hip is bothering me. I won't say how this person is betrayed, but it's a false accusation. That's how I'll say. And he goes to this thing where he hates people. He hires a slave, which is bad. And in the book, they really go through his dark thoughts of what he wanted to do with this girl. I'm not saying he did anything real bad to this girl, but this character kind of changes him. And even though she has the slave market and stuff, and she doesn't need to be a slave, she wants to form their bond. It's a whole thing. Gotta read the book. It's a little triggering to say the word slave, considering I'm a person of color. But when I read the book and I, compared to the anime that I did watch, okay, now I get everything that happened. So, Rise of the Shield Hero is one of my favorites. The character becomes all bland, and then he goes like I said, he goes through this arc where he gets betrayed, and then you find out that the way he does stuff, if it wasn't for him going through what he did, he would have came off as a bland person, and he wouldn't have been a better person. So I'm just gushing over Rise of the Shield Hero, but it's one of my favorites, so there you go. But someone like Motoyasu-san, there's a reason why I like him. He's fully developed, his arc is complete, and he goes, and I'm probably going to edit a lot of stuff out because I'm rambling like crazy. But Motoyasu-san is a great example of why, it's great to develop your characters, even with light novels. Another one, Goblin Slayer. I'm going to be honest, I have not watched or read that one yet. The first episode I found out was very triggering, as everybody says. I'm not as triggered. I think I've been desensitized because I've been watching anime since I was like 8. Boy anime, not girl anime. I mean, I love Sailor Moon, don't get me wrong. But anyway, but that's another one. Rise of the Shield Hero is a light novel, no game, no life. Goblin Slayer is very popular. Sword Art Online, the Melancholy Haruhi Suzumiya. I can go down a long list, but the most famous I know are Goblin Slayer, No Game, No Life, Sword Art Online. Rise of the Shield Hero is getting a season 2, so that's another one. Durarara, Full Metal Panic, Spice and Wolf, Trinity Blood of all things, and I love Trinity Blood. I loved it when it came out. It was a light novel. So we have so many titles. The Devil's a Part-Timer. I'm just going down the list because there's a lot I have watched on anime and I didn't even realize were light novels. But the original English light novel, or the light novel, is a genre. They do high school level, but now it's starting to change. Though there are some that I do question if they're really for kids or they're really for adults, like High School D&D, where the girls, Sony took over Funimation, so you might not be able to see this much anymore. I'll put it to you this way: the girls get topless. I mean, it's boobs. That's the only thing you can say. I mean, there's a lot of action, there's dialogue, there's plot, but boobs. Just look it up for yourself. I refuse to get demonetized for this, but The only thing I can call it is boobs. Boobs. That's the only thing I could call it. That's the only thing I call it. Jesus Christ, I'm gonna get in so much trouble for saying that. But ReZero's another one. But the time I got reincarnated as a slime. How is it wrong to pick up girls in the dungeon? So there are a lot of light novels that got turned into anime, but the reason why I'm bringing up that is because I want to put my hat in the ring. After my Nano story, once that's finished, I'm going to plot out my light novel. Light novels are very popular. I wanted to make my own web series. You know, the reason for this is because I'm realizing light novels have evolved. We've gone from high school and child level, from middle school level to adult level. There are a lot of there are actual adult novels that are being written under the light novel title, which means anybody can enjoy it. But the biggest difference between a light novel and a regular novel is that light novels are usually 50,000 words long. Their genre's more towards high school, young adult. They don't have as much plot heavy as a regular novel does. But it doesn't mean the genre is not enjoyable. In fact, there's many stuff that happens in a light novel that's still enjoyable. Like I said, the arc that Motoyasu-san went through in Rise of the Shield Hero was actually very good. It was very plot paced, but the good thing is it's not heavy. So let's say you wanted a light read and you don't really feel like going through the arcs of, oh my god, this person broke up with me, let's do the will they won't they for like 5-6 chapters or half the book. You can just, you know, kind of pop in a light novel, get a quick read, maybe a one-day read. You know what I mean by a one-day read, and it's just plain enjoyable. Now, I want to make my own light novel. What I'm going to do is called an original English light novel, meaning it's not from Japan. I am an English speaker. I am an African American woman who's going to write her own novel. And guess what? It's starting to become a thing. It's starting to become a thing where a lot of people who are English speaking are trying to make their own light novels and get published in that industry. Now, because we're not Japanese, it's a little harder for us to get into that industry, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't try doing it, and I want to try it. Actually, there are some Japanese writers, like the person who writes No Game No Life is Japanese Brazilian. His name is Yu Kamiya. No Game No Life is actually really funny. And he publishes through his major Japanese publishing labels. The most famous I've seen so far of the publishing genre is Kodakawa. Kodakawa is the one that did the Melancholy. I think they did The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya. They did The Rise of the Shield Hero. And it's not just them. Tokyo Pop, Dark Horse, Del Rey, Viz Media. A lot of these English speaking places are starting to license these novels. So I'm just changing my thing here. When it comes to genres like these, I feel like I just rambled for about a good 20 minutes, but you know, it is what it is. This is one of those series I do want to get involved in. So I'm going to do a lot of heavy editing because I just rambled throughout this entire series and I don't know why I did that, but I think it's really important for writers to maybe stretch out and try original English light novel. And I'm planning on doing that. I do have a website. It's listed below. It's not the greatest website. Like, I'm not a webmaster, but I know how to at least set up a website. It took me 2 days to do it, but I did it. I wanted to put my original English light novel on my website. Everybody says you should do, light noveling on Wattpad, but I don't 100% trust the process with Wattpad. I could do a whole 2-hour video about the issue, but basically Wattpad is a little questionable in their publishing practices. And They also been known to take it, so let's say you want to write a sequel to your book, you can't go take that book and put it at Amazon or any other publisher. Amazon kind of does the same thing. They kind of lock you in there, but that's only if you do KDP or Kindle Unlimited. But Wattpad has a thing where they lock you in there. I wanted to put it on the light novel on Chinese, I forgot, webnovel.com, which is a Chinese-based website, or Tapas, and a lot of people that I reached out to, whether it be on social media, said don't do that, because a lot of times they steal your work and it's copied somewhere else for Chinese speaking audiences, or Asian speaking audiences, I should say. Don't do that. Stick to Wattpad or whatever. So I was figuring what I'm going to do personally is once it's finished, I will let you guys know once it's finished, because I still have to plot it out, which I'm going to do through Save the Cat. I still have to pick an artist. I kind of have the designs down, but I'm not a great artist, as you've seen in some of my videos. And that's me just digital drawing. I actually do better with paper and paper and mechanical pencil drawing, but that's not the point of this video. But I want to do this, but I want to do it right. I want to get an artist down. I have a couple ideas for artists. I've seen them on TikTok. I've seen them on DeviantArt. I've seen them on Tumblr. Yes, Tumblr's still a thing. And yes, DeviantArt's still a thing. But I have to pick an artist. I have to pay the artist, which is a whole different thing because of my job cut, the pay cut I'm about to take. I have to edit. I have to reread and rewrite it. I may pick up a beta reader or two. I haven't decided yet. And I'm going to post it on the website. I might do 2 chapters at a time. I might do a Patreon page where people get paid to get the chapters in advance. Again, this is a lot of planning that I have to go through in order to publish it. Some people are saying just publish it, but I want to do this right. That's the thing. And the point of the video is to talk about what an original English light novel, or a light novel, is versus a novel. Light novels are a little lighter. They're not as plot heavy. They're more of a fun time, but they can go through a lot of deep moments, such as The Rise of the Shield Hero. That's why I keep talking about it, because I've read other ones like No Game No Life is kind of deep, and I read That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. Compared to an old one that came out back in the day that really kind of pushed the genre forward, like Slayers, because Slayer is very generic. Compared to Slayers, you have stuff like Rise of the Shield Hero, No Game No Life, and Goblin Slayer, and That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. Those series have propelled that you can write deeply but still do light writing, and it's something I want to exercise. But this is in the works. That's kind of a list of stuff I'm going to do for this year besides Nano, because I'm going to probably do a rewrite of one of my Nano stories during NaNoWriMo. Might not get that done, but it is what it is. I still have to reread, rewrite, have reprinted, do some note taking, that sort of thing. But I just wanted to talk about the light novel, what I'm doing and what the differences are, because I realized when I was talking about it in my video, I wasn't really explaining the difference. And I'm glad that if you guys stuck around this long, I do want to thank you for watching this video, because I know I rambled a lot, because it's hard for me to get out in words what it really is. I mean, it's still a novel, but it's just a different take or a different version of a novel at the end of the day. And I'd like to thank you guys for watching this video. Please like and subscribe. If you want to put a comment down below. I do have a TikTok. If you're all coming from TikTok, I do want to thank you for subscribing and watching. Again, I will chat with you guys again soon. I'll let you guys know if there's any updates. So talk to you guys again soon. Bye bye.